Hello, this is Miss Jones. Today I'm going to read to you A Planet Full of Plastic, written by Neil Layton. Hello you. Who? Me? That's right. Quick question. Do you ever think about what things are made of? Because some things are made of paper, like this book. Some things are made of wood, or metal, or glass. But some things, in fact lots of things, are made out of something called plastic. For example, plastic clock, plastic lid, plastic bottle, plastic tub, microfiber cloth, plastic blanket, plastic squeezy bottle, plastic label, plastic lid, plastic packet, plastic milk carton, plastic shakers, plastic pen, plastic bag, plastic wheels, plastic bags, food wrapped in plastic, a plastic plant pot and a plastic lampshade. Isn't plastic fantastic? It comes in lots of different shapes, sizes and colours. Sometimes it's bendy, sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's big and sometimes it's really tiny. If you look around you, plastic is everywhere. But where does all this plastic come from? Hint, it doesn't grow on trees. Straw factory, plastic bucket factory, bottle factory. That's right, it's made in factories. You see, 150 years ago, there wasn't any plastic, only materials like wood, metal, paper and stone. And then one day, super chemist Mr. Bakeland made an incredible discovery. Wow! Bake-like phone, bake-like switch. Another bake-like telephone, bake-like vase, bake-like necklace. Crazy, groovy, plastic is fantastic, they all said. They started making lots of it and using it for just about everything they could. Plastic chair, plastic food box, nylon stockings, nylon lounge suit, plastic glasses, plastic spacesuit, nylon flag, plastic straw, plastic coated cup, plastic drink bottle, unbreakable plastic plate, plastic carrier bag, plastic boots, nylon flares, plastic flip-flops, plastic computer, plastic nails, mostly plastic plane, lycra sportswear and plastic trainers. But there was a problem. If you look around, you won't just see plastic where it's meant to be. You'll also see it where it's not meant to be. Because one of the most amazing things about plastic is that it doesn't biodegrade like natural things. Oof, that's a big word. What does it mean? Plastic bottle, plastic wrapper. Let me explain. If a leaf drops to the ground, it will go yellow, then brown, and all skinny and thin, until it's just mud and dust. It takes a few months. You can't see them, but bugs are eating the leaf, breaking it down. And it's the same with an apple core or any natural thing. This is called biodegrading. Apple cores take about 8 weeks to biodegrade. Here's a picture of the leaf after 1 month. After about 1 week. Close up of what is happening. Munch munch. After about 6 months. Mud and dust. How long things take to biodegrade. Twig, over a year. Paper, 4 weeks. Leaf, 6 months. Banana peel, 6 weeks. Plastic bottle, after 6 months. After 1 year. After 1 month. Many years later. Plastic is different. If it drops to the ground, it just stays there for years and years and years. It doesn't biodegrade. Really? Yes, really. This makes plastic super useful because it lasts a long time, but it also creates a problem. If plastic ends up where it's not meant to be, it will stay there for years and years until eventually the weather breaks it down into smaller and smaller pieces of plastic. A huge amount of this plastic eventually ends up in the ocean. From toilets, mega mess corp, from plastic factories, dropped into rivers, from storm drains, dropped from boats, dropped on the beach, and lost fishing equipment. Some of it floats to the top of the ocean and stays there, and some of it sinks to the bottom of the ocean and stays there. All of this is a really big problem for animals. Some of them get tied up in it. Some of them try to eat the plastic. Because of circular currents in the oceans, the bits of plastic have collected together, creating 5 enormous garbage patches full of plastic. The most famous is called the North Pacific Garbage Patch. It is currently 3 times the size of France. South Atlantic Garbage Patch, Indian Ocean Garbage Patch, North Pacific Garbage Patch, South Pacific Garbage Patch, and North Atlantic Garbage Patch. Most of the plastic in these patches has broken up into pieces that are so small you can hardly see them. A microplastic is any piece smaller than this. These are even more of a problem than big bits. Animals think they are food, so they eat them. The microplastics fill up in their tummies, leaving no room for proper food. And the plastics often carry and contain nasty toxins, so if a small fish eats them, it can be poisoned. And so might a bigger fish that eats the small fish for dinner. And then all the way up the food chain, some scientists think there will soon be more plastics than fish in the sea. But I don't want animals to get hurt, and I don't want our planet to fill up with plastic. Well, we all need to try to reduce how much plastic we use every day. The less we use, the less we have to clean up. And people who make stuff for us need to think carefully about what they do with plastic. Creating things that will be thrown away in minutes but stay in the environment forever isn't right. People make nearly 330 million tonnes of plastic each year. Around half of it is only used once and then thrown away. Reduce. Lots of plastic things are meant to be reused over and over again. Let's make sure we do. And if we have finished using a plastic thing, perhaps we could pass it to someone else. Free baby toys, please take. Reuse. When the plastic stuff has been reused lots of times, it should be recycled so it can be turned into new plastic things, not just thrown away. Recycle. But plastic can only be recycled a few times before it stops being useful. And not all plastic can be recycled. So environmentalists are teaching people about the problem because everyone needs to help fix it. Scientists are coming up with clever ideas too, experimenting with special bugs which might help plastics biodegrade and finding new materials for us to use. Perhaps a giant floating net plastic collects here, a solar-powered wheel to collect plastic. And engineers are looking at ways we can clear up the mess, or a sea bin, or a boat that eats plastic. It'll take each and every person working together to stop the planet filling up with plastic. It's a big job, but I reckon we can do it. Thanks for listening. How can you help? There are loads of ways to help solve the plastic problem. You could 1. Get creative and reuse the plastic you already own. Bottle to water plants. Plastic bottle with a mini greenhouse. Shaker made from tub. Pen pot made from tub. Plastic trays make great paint palettes. 2. Ask your family to replace anything made from or packaged in plastic with more eco-friendly options. 3. Grab some gloves and take part in a clean-up near you, whether it's on a beach, in a park or on the street. You could do it for 2 minutes or 20. Ask a grown-up to visit beachclean.net for some tips. And you know, it's not just grown-ups who have big ideas. Hannah Tester knew that more people needed to learn about the plastic problem. By the time she was 14, she had created Plastic Pollution Awareness Day. Boyan Slat was just 16 when he realised how much plastic filled our oceans. Since then, he's invented a system called Ocean Cleanup, which gathers up plastic to be recycled. Melati and Isabel Widson started campaigning against plastic bags in their home country of Indonesia when they were aged 10 and 12. Their campaign Bye Bye Plastic Bags has gone global. So can you think of a big idea to help save the planet? Glossary, Bakelite. The first human-made plastic, named after Leah Bakeland. Microplastic. Small, barely visible pieces of plastic that pollute the environment. Nylon, a type of plastic often used for making clothes, rope and brush bristles.